Hello and welcome back in this amazing, and this is our fourth video in the automation games on the automation kings series. Yes, I made a series before. I told you about before, of course. It's the automation kings playlist, which contain all of the most powerful engines ever made in automation game. Of course, it's all up to date to this day. Maybe in the future they will release a new update and maybe the numbers will change. But so far till this day, these are the most powerful engines ever made in automation game. And as you already know from my previous video, I told everyone to participate in this challenge to make your own most powerful V8 engine. And send me a picture on Snapchat so I can verify that you made the video, and then I will choose 3 winners, and then I'm gonna give a shout out to the winners. Of course, I'm not gonna give any gifts or anything, but I'm gonna give them a shout out in the video for making an absolute amazing creations. And I got some participants, and the results are very impressive. But before we get on the results and everything, I would love to remind you, please remember, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, get subscribed and share the video if you want to share it, and don't forget to hit that notification bell button so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. Alright, so let's start with this beast here. As you can see, it's very obvious. It's a V8 engine, or the V8 King as I call it. It's the OMG series. That means it's the most powerful engine ever. So what you are about to see here is this is not an efficient engine. This is not an economical engine, of course. This is nothing efficient at all. No economical, nothing. This is not even a road engine or even a production engine. No, this is by far the most powerful engine ever made in automation game. I just want to see how high the horsepower number and the torque number can go. That's it. I'm not aiming to make it efficient or good for production runs or anything. No, this is just like how big the numbers can go. That's it. And as I mentioned, I asked everyone to participate to see how high their numbers can go as well. And actually, surprisingly, I got only 2 participants, and the third one, actually, he was very busy and he had to work, so he didn't really had much time to do an engine. So we have only 2 participants. I'm gonna say the results at the end of the video. But now let's start reviewing my creation. As you can see, it's a V-shaped 90 degrees 8-cylinder engine, magnesium block, maxed out bore and stroke, 120 millimeters on the bore and stroke, which equals 10,857 cc engine, or a 10.8 liter, or you can actually say a 10.9 liter V8 engine. Dual overhead camshafts with 5 valves per cylinder, aluminium silicon cylinder heads, no variable valve lift, of course, billet steel flat plane crankshaft. Yes, as I mentioned, as I told, because the rules of this V8, if you want to participate, if you wanted to participate before I made this video, the rules are very simple. Use any part you want, anything you want, except the only rules for this engine is keep it in the green and put no stress at all on the internals, and it should be on a 90 degrees version, not a 60 degrees V8, only 90 degrees. And after actually making this engine, when I first started making this engine, I went with a regular crossplane crankshaft. It sounded very brutal, very amazing, but it made less horsepower than a flat plane crankshaft. So what I did is switch to flat plane, and I got extra 25 horsepower by switching to a flat plane crankshaft. Because of its unique design and the firing order, I think it made more power. That's why it made more horsepower, but it got less reliable. It's okay, it's perfect, as you will see, and it sounds very amazing, as you will see and as you will hear later. Lightweight titanium or titanium connecting rods, forged pistons for reasons that I mentioned in my previous video, because the lightweight forged pistons cannot take the immense amount of torque produced by the turbos. Yes, because I'm pushing so much boost in as you will never believe. Plus 15 quality on everything, of course. The variant capacity is maxed out, of course. 9.7 to 1 is the compression ratio. 84 on the cam profile, variable valve timing on all cams, and plus 15 quality. Yes, I know the compression ratio is in the normal side. Some of you will tell me in the comment section you should lower the ignition time and push the compression more. I did it, don't worry. I went with all of the scenarios: more compression, less ignition, more ignition, less compression. I went with all scenarios. I went with, and I also played with the cam profile: more cam, less cam profile, small turbo size, big turbo size, less boost, more boost, bigger exhaust system, smaller exhaust. I went with absolutely every possible option you can think of, and this is by far as good as it will get. If you can get more horsepower, I will be truly amazed, and I'm more than happy that if you achieve it, I'm more than happy to see it, because it will be really awesome to see someone making this engine even more powerful. But the only rule is keep it in the green. Never ever exceed the green limitations, the limitations of the internals. Keep it green, keep it on zero stress. That's what I want. That's the only rule. Or sorry, that's the first rule. The second rule should be on the 90 degrees version, not 60 degrees. Let's see, 50 plus 15 quality, twin turbochargers, obviously, as you can see, ball bearing internals because they are the best option. 4,260 horsepower, supporting intercooler with twin, very much custom turbos with 101 millimeters on the compressor, 82.5 millimeter on the turbine. 1.40 is the AR ratio, and max boost, which is 43.5 psi of boost. Can you imagine the immense amount of pressure going through those pipes? What are they? Yes, these. Because the air will be sucked from the airbox to the turbo. Turbo will compress it using, of course, the airflow going from the exhaust to the turbine. The turbine will spin the compressor wheel or the compressor shaft, whatever they call it, or the compressor fan that will suck air in, compress it, and then it will be pushed through. Of course, you already know how a turbo works. It will be pushed through this pipe, and then it will be cooled with this massive intercooler, and then of course it will be pushed through this pipe, through of course the intake manifold, the carbon fiber, beautifully made intake manifold, into we have individual throttle bodies, as you will see right now, because we have direct fuel injection, throttle per cylinder, or individual throttle bodies, and that means 8 individual throttle bodies. Race intake manifold, 100 ultimate octane fuel, 10.0 is the max out air fuel ratio, 82 on the ignition timing, and of course 6,600 is the RPM limit. Plus 15 quality, as you have seen before. Short cast headers, dual exhaust pipes, and this is by far the weirdest thing ever, because as you already saw in my previous videos, the V16 King, the V12 King, and the V8 and the V10 King, all of the exhaust diameters are pushed all the way to 8-inch exhaust diameter. But in this engine, this V8, when I pushed it to the max, the engine actually lost horsepower, lost a lot of horsepower. Yeah, so I played with this exhaust diameter slide here until I reached like the silver lining, the best size for this engine that made the good amount of horsepower and torque, which is 6.5 inch or 165 millimeters. As you can see, straight through pipes, no restrictions whatsoever, nothing. Plus 15 quality, perfect. And this is the final results: 3,104.5 horsepower at 6,600 RPM, and of course 2,470.4 pound-feet of torque at 6,600 RPM. So as you can see, the horsepower and torque are going all the way to the RPM limit. The reliability, well, this is not a production engine, so basically 1, 2, 3. I don't care about these 3. Also the production units, and of course the engine. I also don't care about these, because basically, like, you can ignore all of this and all of these 2 with the emissions, of course, with the fuel economy. So basically you can ignore everything except the octane rating and of course the horsepower and torque. These 3 are the only important things to me, but consider everything else. The engine, it's normally smooth, it's very responsive, it's noisy, it's good, it's very good. So as you can see, the engine is working perfectly. But before I start my engine and make you hear the sound of it, let me announce the winner. So Mr. Steve Winson, he actually made a very powerful engine, and he's actually is the Mr. Gold, or in the first place. He made a true amazing creation. He made the same size of my engine, which is a no, so not the same size actually. He made what, a 10.4 liter engine. How much is mine? Mine is 10.9, I remember. Yes. So he made actually 10,441 cc engine. Come on, Mr. Steve, you should actually have went bigger. But alright, so his result is 3,102.6 horsepower, and because I think he made his engine smaller to push the RPM a little bit more, but no. Yes, because no, it didn't work, because his engine can go all the way to 6,900 RPM, and it made 3,102.6 horsepower. Yeah. And the torque, well, it's in Newton meters, which is 3,202.8 Newton meters, and if you convert it to pound feet of torque, I think it will be, let's see, let's calculate it. Alright, so what is it? 3,202, and that will result in 2,361 pound feet of torque. As you can see, my engine made more. Yes, his engine made 2,361 pound feet of torque. My engine made 2,470 pound feet of torque. So yes, his engine is very close to my engine, and he's by far, like, he's Mr. Gold. He won the golden prize. So Mr. Steve Winson, congratulations. Yes, you didn't beat my engine, but you won the gold place, or the gold medal, or with the first place. The second participant is Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin what? Westriseby. I'm gonna call him Mr. like that. Mr. Martin. He made also a powerful engine, but well, it was surprising because the horsepower on his engine is actually very low. He made a massive engine, which is a 10 point. Actually the same size of my engine, 10,857 cc engine, and his result is 2,691 horsepower. Oh, come on, man. 2,691, we have a 400 horsepower difference, nearly 500 horsepower difference. That's too much. And the torque is 2,905 Newton meters. Let's translate it to pound feet. Yes, I mean, the results are very impressive, but I really wanted more, but it's okay. 2,900 and what? 5? Yes, 2,905, I remember. Yes, 2,905 Newton meters, which equals 2,142 pound feet of torque. So the torque is good, but the horsepower is not good on Mr. Martin Westriseby, I'm gonna call him. So yeah, he's Mr. Silver. He won the silver medal. So yes, both creations are very awesome, and I'm really happy for your creations and for your end results. Absolutely amazing. So congratulations, guys. You made a true amazing creations. So now it's time to fire up my beast. I apologize for the delay. an amazing creation. I mean, a true beast indeed. Let me show the curve. As I mentioned when I started making the video, this is not an efficient engine. As you can see, all of this is just turbo lag, and like the turbos will kick in at 5,300 RPM or 5,200 RPM. They will be running perfectly, and then you have just this little bit here of boost, which is not efficient but very powerful. And as I mentioned, this engine is not aimed to make the most efficient turbo or the most efficient power curve or anything. No, I just want to see how high the numbers can go. And as you can see, all of them are on 0% stress. Nothing as you can see is red or orange or yellow or anything. So the engine is running very healthy, very happy, no problems whatsoever. Some fans actually, or some viewers, are mixing between those tables. I'm only talking about this table. This one is the only one that I care about, because this one is what kills the engine. I only want this table, the torque and RPM table, to be only green and 0% stress. The flow bench, well, I don't care about, because it's only talking about air. If the intake is restricting, or the intercooler is restricting, or the valves or the turbine, these are normal to be yellow or orange or even red. It's normal, don't worry about it. But this is a problem. When you have something here, when you have some kind of warning here, that means your engine is destroying itself, and that's not good. But here it's okay if anything got into the red zone or the green zone or whatever. It's okay here, because this is only air. This is damage. I don't want any damage or any stress on the engine. That's my only rule for any engine. So as you saw, this is the V8 King engine, 3,104.5 horsepower, 2,470.4 pound-feet of torque. As you can see, massive power, massive torque, massive everything. So let's get on the next video. But before we go on it, I want to remind you, please, if you enjoy this engine, hit that like button. Don't forget that. Get subscribed if you are new to the channel, and watch all my previous videos. I made so many great videos, so many engines, so many cars that you will enjoy. And of course, get subscribed, share the video. You know the drill. Now I have a new announcement to make. As you already know, as most of you actually know, I have a Patreon page. Which I will be posting everything special that you will not see on YouTube. As you can see, these engines are normal. Don't worry about it. You can make it, because I showed you the all of the steps. You can just copy all of these specs and all of these setups, and you can have the horsepower and the torque that I made. It's okay. But as you all remember, I made some amazing cars, some amazing and crazy cars before, and soon we will have the update that will allow this game to run and to collaborate with BeamNG.drive, which is an amazing game that you can drive cars, drift cars, crash them, enjoy the most closest details on car crashing, which will be really amazing. So the collaboration is, you can make a car here in automation game, and then you can export it or save it in that game in the BeamNG, so you can drive it over there and drift with it and experience the power, the torque, and everything. That's really awesome. So the announcement is, as you already saw in my previous car creations videos, I made tremendous cars, and if you want to get those cars so you can run them on your game and play with them and drift with them, my cars, if you want to get my cars with the horsepower, the torque, and everything, if you want to get them so you can play with them on BeamNG.drive, you can find them on my Patreon page. Of course, the regular cars will be available for free. You can just make an account using Facebook or whatever, and you can just find them, download them, and play with them and enjoy them. But my special creations, they will be for the special fans, the special viewers, like for a very supporting and reasonable price. You will find it on Patreon. You can get behind the scene videos. You can get those. You can get any car that I post on Patreon. Any special car, you will get it immediately if you are a subscriber on my Patreon. You can get it before anyone else, and you can enjoy it, and you can actually request special engines and special cars so you can have them on BeamNG.drive. If you are a patron, if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can request those cars, and I will make it for you like in no time, so you can enjoy it, play it, and drift with it in BeamNG when the update is available. Right now I uploaded 2 cars so far, my special 2 cars, which is the Super Mini or the Racing Mini, and soon I'm gonna be uploading more and more amazing and fast, really fast cars, so we can all drive them and experience them in the BeamNG.drive. But don't worry, I'll be also posting my free cars, because as you already know, I made like a survival pickup truck and more cars and trucks and stations and hatchbacks and SUVs. We made it all. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, after this V8 video, I'm gonna be making the V6 King. Yes, my friends, the V6 King. So prepare yourself, and as I mentioned before, if you want to participate, add my Snapchat, which is Lord Bas94, Lord BAS94, so you can make your V6 engine, make it the most powerful V6 ever, and of course take a picture or a snap video and send it to me on Snapchat or on the channel group, because if you add me, I will add you on the channel group immediately, so I can check the results and pick 3 winners, hopefully, if 3 or more will participate in the future. So thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy the video, and please enjoy all my previous videos, and don't forget to hit that like button to get subscribed, and you know the drill. And so far so good, and I will say to you right now, goodbye my friends. Hopefully I will see you on Patreon and on my Snapchat very soon. Keep watching my videos, watch everything else that I made before, and goodbye for now, my friends.